Shifting gears now to TV and digital, Toni Seijo from IPSOS. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Buenas tardes a todos. Today we'd like to share with you what we have learned from our tracker databases and some copy testing about how to avoid TV overspending with pre-roll ads in APAC emerging markets. Well, despite obvious cultural differences, there are some basic patterns that apply everywhere around the world about how the TV advertising works. Response to TV advertising builds with diminishing returns. Doesn't matter the quality of the commercial, at the beginning metrics build, and then all metrics diminish. Diminishing returns mean that cost efficiencies are really poor beyond 2,000 GRPs. That's what we know from our tracker databases. That means that once reached this threshold, GRP's expenditure needed to gain additional points of recall increase dramatically. The reason why this is happening is because the recall builds in line with reach, not frequency. That means that beyond certain level of reach, we are not able to gain extra additional recall points without increasing dramatically our expenditure. Again, based on our databases of trackers, we know that in mature Western markets, the recall curve peaks around 1,000 cumulative GRPs, and gains are minimal beyond this point. In emerging markets, it's different. The peak is closer to 1,700 GRPs, but the basic pattern, the basic shape of the distribution is identical. Ideal scenario is similar to launching and flying a hot air balloon. You need a lot of hot air to start, not enough, and you won't get off the ground. Too much, and you'll catch fire. Once you are in the air, you just need occasional bursts of heat to maintain altitude. Well, in real life, the TV campaigns are behaving more or less the same. It is likely better to focus on minimizing the downs than maximizing the ups, because when you are going up, you are having diminishing returns. That's why you need to handle it in a smooth way, trying to keep the balloon in the right altitude with some occasional burst. Well, so it's all pretty similar from country to country, similar media environment, measures, the way consumers react to the campaigns are quite similar. But why do we see substantial differences in TV media plans? For example, the typical weekly GRPs levels in Europe is half of the US one, or the Canada, or Australia. More surprisingly, in Asia, this level, this typical weekly GRP pressure, is 3 times the US ones. That means that in emerging markets, there is a clear higher spending than the optimum. Okay, what we can do, how to deal with that? Of course, we can try to combine different media. Again, we know from our tracker databases that with extra investment, expenditure in TV, we could get maybe 4 additional points of awareness. But putting this money in another media, we could get at least 10 additional points of awareness. That means that combining TV and any other media increase awareness more than just TV. And what about the pre-roll ads? Are pre-roll ads also an efficient enough alternative to avoid TV overspending? That's what we ask ourselves. Unlike the other media, the traditional media, we have no enough cases in our database of pre-roll ads to build learnings. That's why we were forced to use a pre-test approach. Using an innovative methodology, we designed it and created and developed it in-house for replicating a kind of lab environment for TV and digital. On one hand, this methodology allows us to test advertising embedded in a clutter reel or in a TV program that respondents watch in a TV set. On the other, we develop an application able to deliver content and ads in a controlled and accurate way, including skippable ads. We did this lab test in India and Indonesia, testing 18 different creatives, 18 different commercials. And the results are the following. As expected, with 2 OTEs, TV alone works well. As you can see, the uplift, the lift that mentioned the previous speaker, is significant in almost every brand key metric. What we have learned testing, both digital and TV, is that with 2 OTEs, that means 2 consecutive exposures in 2 consecutive days, TV plus digital works even better than TV alone. As you can see, that the uplifts are higher, combining both media. Well, what we have learned. Advertisers in emerging markets overinvest in TV. That's what we know. What we have learned is that using pre-roll beyond TV best moment peak potentially has significant upside for advertising ROI without the need for additional investment. In other words, combining TV and digital platforms works better for the advertiser, getting a higher levels of ROI. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Tony.